which is 100% more enjoyable than wasting energy on past events that you can't change or worrying about future events that you have no control over. So don't spend that precious brain energy on anything but living in the moment.
Hi, I'm Jay, a certified life coach and former educator who believes that rediscovering ourselves takes just a little bit of courage. This show is focused on helping you develop the mindset and the courage to regain your confidence, to redefine yourself, and to reimagine your life, one episode at a time.
Hey, Positivity Posse. How you been? What's shaking in your world right now? For me, I just completed a whirlwind 3 weeks full of endings and closures. I moved both of our kids into their adult apartments 1 week, completed a 6-year board term for a professional association I was part of in my previous career. I presented at that conference on leveling up your leadership and finding your purpose. And I also attended my daughter's graduation from college. It's been crazy, exhausting, exciting, and rewarding. And through it all, I kept running across people who asked me, what are you up to now? And when I tell them that I'm a life coach, they often ask, well, how does that work? What's the work involved in improving your life? Well, welcome to episode 66, where I dive into what it means to do the work as you seek to improve your life. Now, in researching this topic, I found a really good article about 10 things you could do right now to jumpstart your life. And I kind of riffed on it myself a little bit from my own point of view. So, are you ready? All right, let's dive in. Number 1 on that list, write a better story for your day. So, what do you want to accomplish today? You're just sitting there listening to this podcast. What do you want to accomplish today? So try setting the tone or vibe when you rise up in the morning. Like when you get out of bed, maybe you get up a little bit earlier. Maybe you try going to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe you definitely want to drink more water or work on saying sorry more often. Perhaps you want to try to be less judgmental of others and, most importantly, of yourself. Maybe you want to go for a walk or write out some affirmations. Perhaps you want to grab a meal with friends and catch up, or call someone in your life you haven't connected with in a while. Anything you can do to change the script and try something new is it's like really an incredible starting point for writing a better story for your day. So what is that going to look like for you today? Number 2, identify what's keeping you stuck. Now, this might be a little bit harder for you to do, but we're going to give it a try. So sit with your thoughts, perhaps journal, put all your thoughts on the table and be open and curious as to what you might be holding back or what might be holding you back. Generally, in my experience in both working with clients and also getting coached myself, is that what keeps us stuck is our thoughts. Our thoughts about our circumstances always generate feelings, which inevitably drive our actions, which ultimately drive our results. So being open to examining your thoughts about your life and the situations in your life, that's a really good way to determine why you're stuck. But it all starts with your thoughts. So ask yourself, are you having thought errors? And what does that even mean? I'm having a thought error. Well, oftentimes we see circumstances in our lives and we believe that they're true. Okay? And sometimes circumstances are true, but what you want to look at is the facts of those circumstances. Is it really true, or is it just a thought you're having about it? When you start to do that, that's how you start to get yourself unstuck. Number 3, go to bed earlier tonight. I can hear it now. I can hear it. Jay, listen, I'm a night owl. I thrive at night. I do my best work at night. I hear you, and I used to be the exact same way. I used to stay up until 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I could sleep, a couple hours, 4, 5, 6 hours, and then be fresh and ready to go. But it wasn't the best for me. So I know now getting at least 7.5 hours of sleep goes a long way to improving your life. And the key here, at least it is for me, means it's lights out 9:30 every night. And I find, and perhaps you will as well, that when you have a consistent bedtime, over time, you start to see that you'll rise before your alarm. Like you'll start to get up and wake up before your alarm goes off. So in my case, that 9:30 bedtime means I naturally wake up around 5:15, 5:30 before the alarm goes off. Again, the key here is consistency. Maybe it means 10 o'clock for you or 10:30, but regardless, be consistent in getting to sleep the same time every single night. And if you can, go to bed earlier than you have been going to bed. Number 4, participate in a physical activity that you enjoy. Don't overthink this one, all right? Don't overthink it. If you're not physically active, don't think you have to go all in and run a ton or lift weights, or whatever it may be that's going through your head right now. Start small. Even taking a 20-minute walk can do you wonders for your mind and your body. If you don't like walking, all right, what about riding a bike? Or what about dancing? Seriously, any physical activity you can incorporate into your daily routine will set you right. For me, it's walking. It gives me time to think, gives me time to process, and sometimes it even helps me plan my day. More importantly, it gets the body moving and the blood flowing. So participate in a physical activity that you enjoy and get things rolling for yourself. Number 5, focus on right now. So now as humans, we spend a great deal of time replaying past situations and worrying about the future. And focusing on right now plays such a key role in improving our lives because when you focus on the right now, you spend that very precious brain energy on experiencing life in the moment, which is 100% more enjoyable than wasting energy on past events that you can't change or worrying about future events that you have no control over. And the truth is, they might not even take place. So don't spend that precious brain energy on anything but living in the moment and focusing on right now. Number 6, set realistic and attainable goals. Okay, here's where we often trip up, right? Those goals get in the way. When we want to make a change in our lives, we sometimes, well, probably more than sometimes, pretty regularly, we make huge, giant, unattainable goals. Think New Year's Eve resolutions, right? There's a reason the majority of us do not keep those resolutions, let alone achieve them. And if you want more info on that, check out episode 2, my No Year's resolution. Pretty good episode. Kickstart your year. Today, work on setting a small, realistic, and attainable goal. For example, maybe you want to drink more water, right? Simple. So what does that look like? Maybe it's just drinking 2 glasses of water 4 out of 7 days this week. Then maybe next week you do 5 days, or you do 4 days and you do 3 glasses. As long as you start small and increase your intake even slightly, you're making progress, right? We're all imperfectly perfect, so making tiny gains is very important. And you, my friend, are more likely to keep at it with small goals. We talked about this before: small wins, small gains, micro gains, whatever you want to call it. Tiny is better. Now, if you say you're going to drink 100 ounces of water every day starting tomorrow, you're not going to reach that goal and attain it. You might do it day 1, but it's not a habit at that point. So start small and build up. Go slow here on this one. Number 7, reframe a situation in a positive light. So this is really closely tied to number 2, identifying what is keeping you stuck. Why? Well, when we are stuck, it's because we create negative thoughts about the circumstances of our lives. If you work to reframe those circumstances, or any situation, really any situation on any given day, if you reframe them and view them in a positive light, something starts to click. For example, let's say your boss chews you out in front of others during a meeting. All too often, we want to look inward and say, what did I do? Makes sense, right? We're humans. That's what we want to do. But what if we took a different approach? What if you chalked it up to your boss having a bad day? Or maybe that newborn at home isn't sleeping well for your boss. Or perhaps his daughter is dating a jerk. Or maybe he didn't get breakfast and his blood sugar is low. So often, we want to blame ourselves when in reality, it has nothing to do with us. When I was wrapping up my last job, I had been there for about 15 years and I had about 2 months left to go. And one day I just snapped at a colleague. Just snapped. Was it something that they did wrong? No, not at all. Nothing. They didn't do anything wrong. They were doing their job. It had everything to do with my response to something they did because I was having trouble with closure. I was having trouble with moving on. I was feeling like being left in the dust. Now, we don't always know what's going on with others, so reframing situations in a more positive light can help. Give it a try. Number 8, be grateful and pass it on. If you're not practicing gratitude on a daily basis, my friends, you are missing out. I know, you might say, I don't have anything to be grateful for today. And I would say, go deeper, look deeper. Do you have your health? Do you have food on the table? What about a roof over your head? Sometimes reframing what we have in our lives rather than focusing on what we don't have, we often find that we're more grateful than we ever realized. When you practice gratitude and you also pass it on to others, you'll find that your life will improve. Now, I know that not everyone is a believer in karma and the universe, but I see its power every day in my life, and maybe you'll see it in your life too. Number 9, relinquish what you can't control. Control the controllable. Now, I think the best advice I can offer you here is to go and listen to episode 36 with my friend Laura Tierney, all about control the controllable. Her advice on controlling what you can control and releasing yourself from everything else is pretty cool. So, number 9, relinquish what you can't control and go listen to that episode after you finish this one. Number 10, create an intention. Now, being intentional, whoa, what a concept, right? One thing I've been working on recently is doing intentional thought creation. Now, I'm planning an episode on that topic, but in short, when you create intentions in your life, intentional thoughts, intentional actions, intentional ways you communicate, intentional ways you approach your relationships, everything really, everything in life. When you find that you do that intentionally, your life will improve drastically. Why? Well, the long and short of it is that when you create intention in your life, your mind does the work without worrying about trying to figure out like the why behind it. When you create thoughts intentionally, when you're intentional about your life, you free your brain up to do other more important work. Okay? So that's it. 10 ways you can improve your life right now. My friends, this episode has given me a lot to think about. I hope it has done the same for you. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap on another episode of Positivity on Fire. Remember, your gift of time listening to this show does mean the world to me, my friends. And as always, be well, be happy, be you. And until the next time, may your quest for positivity begin today.
Hey, Positivity Posse. If you're ready to coach yourself, I invite you to download my free workbook, 7 Steps to Regain, Redefine, and Reimagine Your Life. Head over to www.jasonramsden.com/my-links and click on the download link at the top of the page. It's that simple. And hey, if you're interested in working with me as your own personal life coach, visit jasonramsden.com and click Get Started in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I hope to talk to you soon. Until then, have an amazing day. Positivity on Fire is a production of Impact One Media LLC. All rights reserved.